Hey guys, welcome back to my videos. Hopefully the audio is fine. It's a really windy day today here in Calabasas, so I'm just trying to deal with it. I'm inside filming a video. This is an idea I had because I hope it can be helpful to people, or it can just be helpful to my friends who watch my videos. This is how I graduated college in 3 years, and just like general USC tips and tricks. Yes, I know how to speak. So I've got myself a list because there's a couple things I definitely want to touch on. And yeah, let's just get started. I hate long intros. So let me just start by talking about the process of how I got into USC. I got into USC in spring of 2016. I was graduating high school, I was a senior, I had pretty good grades and like a decent ACT score. I did really bad on the SAT. And USC has always been my dream school, and I made that really clear to them in the application. And then when I got in, I was really excited because I had always wanted to go to USC. But then I saw that I was a spring admit, and that kind of like, first I didn't know what a spring admit was, then I found out, and I was like kind of disappointed but still psyched because I was like, at least I got in. And yeah, so once I figured out that there are a lot of spring admits, actually there are like around 500 of them, I was like more ready and like excited about going to USC, and I was like, what am I going to do for the fall that I have off? And that's where I really feel like I did something pretty unique. USC offers programs to like study abroad, but they're kind of expensive, and my parents didn't like really want me to do those. So I was like, but I really want to travel, so I just decided, okay, I'm gonna take the fall and I'm gonna travel, but I'm gonna do it like on my own, not through USC, and I'm gonna go spend time with my family. And I did that. So I managed to go to India, China, and Japan for a couple months in the fall of 2016 when all my friends started college. And instead, over the summer, I took a full course load of community college classes in my local community college. I got around, I think, 18 credits, and summer classes are super easy. I just graduated high school. I was like probably the youngest person there, and I took a bunch of classes that counted to my general eds. Now I don't think they allow you to do that, probably because of people like me who scam the system, but there's still a lot of classes you can take for credits, so you have to like look it up with your school, or if you're at USC, there's these like agreements you can look up to see which classes transfer. So I became like an expert of knowing which classes transferred for what credits, and I took a bunch of classes, and I maximized courses that doubled in credit, and they were super easy. It doesn't even matter that I got all A's, but yeah, that's basically it. Another like tip for graduating quickly, I took a lot of 2-unit classes that counted towards my major, or I take taking 2-unit classes that count for things. I mean, you can take fun ones as well, but that really helped me because I probably took around 6 2-unit classes that counted towards my major, and that was a really good plus. My second summer, like between my sophomore and junior year, I'm getting a little confused because I didn't really have a proper, okay, so the summer after my freshman year, I took another class. I took calculus because I've heard calculus at USC is kind of hard, and it's also sometimes it's kind of stupid, and I don't know, like I've taken calc in high school, so I was like, I'll just take it over at community college, so I got it done with at community college, so that was great. So maximize your transfer courses, take as much stuff as you can in community college. I mean, even the people who like choose to do 2 years of community college and then transfer, I think like it's a great way to save money. The only thing is, since I did only graduate in 3 years, like I did like want to maximize like the time I had at USC to have fun, make friends, and do all that. So yeah, that's basically it. Oh yeah, for some information, my major is International Relations Global Business, and I had a minor of Business Finance. So I actually was able to, like, my minor had a lot of courses that overlapped with my major, and so you may think that, oh, that's good, then they count. No, unfortunately it was not good because they don't like let you double credit. So I had to take a lot of unique courses for my minor, which is pretty uncommon. Like nobody would have to normally take as many courses as I had to take, But yeah, it ended up being like that. I took most of the finance courses offered at USC, all the electives. I took so many of those because none of like the core classes like econ counted towards my minor because it had already counted towards my major. But that was just me. So I was still able to graduate with a major and minor. And yeah, let's see what else. I think those were like my main tips in terms of like credits and transfer classes and the classes that you do take at USC, make sure they double, or at any school, like can they double in credit? Can they count towards your major and minor? In terms of extracurricular activities, you know, I chose not to get involved with a lot of clubs. Well, freshman year, it's like at all these competitive schools, it's like that. It's like really hard to get into clubs. It's basically like a whole like getting a job. You have to do like a bunch of interviews, and you have to do cases for all the business clubs or even engineering clubs, and it's just all, I think, some BS because you just started school, you don't have experience. I don't know what they want. So after not getting into a lot of the clubs I wanted, I felt like kind of disheartened, but then I realized I can get like internships and jobs, and that's so much easier actually than getting into clubs. At least it was for me. I got really lucky. So I ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4 big internships in college, which is kind of a lot, and I worked during school. So I tried to take my schedule, like have classes twice a week and then work the other 3 days. 2 semesters I did it for academic credit. 1 semester I did it for like getting paid. And I definitely recommend paid, but the academic credit was great too because it helped again with getting my degree faster, and I got really cool experiences through my school. Like they helped me find those internships. I don't think I would have been able to get them on my own. And so that exposure to internships then allowed me to get more internships, and then now when I have a full-time job, people are really impressed about how many internships I've had, and that's all because I just decided to go down a path of having a lot of internships. You can still be super involved and have a lot of internships. It just becomes like a lot to do, and you can choose how involved you are with certain clubs, because of course I was like in clubs, but I was never just like on the e-board, and I was never super involved with anything or had like a super passionate relationship with any clubs on campus. Yeah, so I had a lot of great memories from my internships. I made a lot of good professional connections, which is really important in my field. And I had a lot of great memories in college in general. It kind of flew by. I kind of am sitting here now as a post-grad, which feels super unreal. Am I a post? I'm a graduate, right? And I'm just, yeah, like, wow, college went so quickly. It was 3 years ago. I was in my first semester. I was just making friends, and now those friends seem like lifelong friends. Some of my friends I made like actually in my sophomore year, and so they've been my friends for even like shorter period of time, but it feels like lifetime. If you're in college, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's crazy. And yeah, so just enjoy the moment, basically. I hate being like that. It's hard because like when I'm reflecting, obviously I'm forgetting all of the awfulness that is exams and stress and, you know, classes. Like last semester I honestly didn't enjoy as much because I had all these evening classes, and they were awful because I felt like I was going to like night school, and like I could never make evening plans with anyone, and kind of sucked because like I liked having my evenings. But you know, that's life. I chose to take those classes, and sometimes your schedule is not flexible. I have other ways to reduce costs in college. So lots of things, you know, like if you're trying to save money or you're just not making money, which most people aren't in college, here are my big tips. Meal prep. Meal prep's become super big over the last couple years, but like especially like these days on Instagram, TikTok, and like people are like making all these meal prep videos. It doesn't have to be like on Sunday you're sitting and like cooking a bunch of rice and meat. I just meal prepped in the morning, and I made lunch because A, I didn't like the lunch options that I had on campus, and B, they're expensive and like not even good. Like I like my own food more, especially as I like transitioned to being more vegetarian. I just like the options on campus were awful. So And you're like, USC, Village. Yeah, Village, like, if I want a nice salad, it's like $14, so I'm not doing that every day. So what I did was I made like veggie burgers, or I made pasta, like pasta salad, whatever. I made a bunch of stuff literally in the morning, like just 10 minutes before I would go to class, and I would make stuff that's super easy, and then I would make myself a protein shake for my first class, because I can't go without breakfast. As soon as I walk into class, I'm like starving. So that was my like big tip. And then dinner, like if I started using an Instapot and like throwing food in the Instapot in the morning and then coming back and it's like ready for you, that's a really good tip. I obviously you can't always do that. I'm not perfect. I like definitely survived on like Trader Joe's meals a lot of the time. But eating like wholehearted, like hearty food that you've cooked yourself, like makes you just feel like so good. And at the end of the day, you just feel, I just felt like I was productive. I ate my own food. I feel healthy. It's great. Another tip for saving money, this is super cool in college. You have this unique experience, at least I did at USC. There's so many free campus activities, especially when you live in USC housing. I know freshman year I should have taken advantage of it more, but I did a lot. Like shows, like USC housing puts on a lot of activities. Go to all those free food, free events, go with people, meet people. And then even like later, dance performances, comedy shows. There's so much stuff that is put on by the school, and like once you're out of college, you have to pay for all these things. Like going to a comedy show is so expensive, not expensive, but it becomes more pricey, and dance performances and all that stuff. So just take advantage of it while you're a student. Movie screenings, there were so many things that I wish I had done more of, but I'm happy that I did a little bit of in college. And yeah, my last tip is use public transport. I know this can depend on where you are, but around the USC area especially, I feel like a lot of students we have free Lyft at night, which is like great because it's, you know, safe and stuff, because you shouldn't be walking around at night. But another thing that's really underutilized is the metro, and all my friends can 100% tell you, I am like the biggest advocate for the LA metro, which is insane because it's not even like the safest metro, but I just used it literally to get to class because I lived in a place where I had to take a bus to go to class, and the bus was super unreliable. So the metro is far more reliable. I used it for my internship in Santa Monica. I used it for my internship in downtown. Luckily, my internships were like close, like walking distance from the metro, but like now with birds and stuff, it's like super easy. Like one of my internships in Santa Monica, it was like a 20-minute walk to the office, and I could have birded. I just like enjoyed walking, but I mean a bird would have made it like 1 minute, and that's like $3. And if you use the metro a lot, you can get a metro student discount. Like it's like $50 a month. You have to be using it like every day for that to make sense, but they do not advertise it. They do not want you to use it. Like LA Metro has not made you have to like send in your like transcript or something, but yeah, it's an option for you if you're using it every day. But of course, if you're a girl on the metro at night, just be careful. I don't use it at night that much, but during commuter hours, it's like really safe, and there's a lot of people on the metro. Yeah, and there's also buses, great bus options if you're going to downtown or places around like LA, because Ubers can get expensive, and like during rush hour they take so long, and buses have special lanes. Metro is going like half underground, so it's a lot faster as well. So yeah, those are just a couple of my tips for people who are going to USC, or people who are just going to college in general, or if you're just graduating college and you're watching this video because I made it. Thank you for supporting me. Hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully you learned something, and yeah, bye.